Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about makeup and how it can give you so much confidence, especially when you've got a visual difference. And not only can it make you feel confident, but it can also help you learn about your face. As strange as it sounds, I have learned a lot about my face just by playing with makeup. Little girls play with makeup. That's how they learn about their face and what goes and what doesn't. And it's no different when you have a visual difference. So I always start off with primer. But I have found for my face, just having the skin match is enough. And I'm going to show you how I came to that conclusion. But you can take these tools away and apply them to your own face. Because every face is different. And you might have two eyes, but you might have no nose, or you might have no lip or jaw. It all depends. You need to apply this method to your face. It's a great way to learn to know yourself again, because a lot changes after surgery. I'm going to explain to you what I found works best for me and what doesn't, and why. So this isn't just putting makeup on, this is trying to teach you about the different makeup techniques and what works best for your face. Now, unfortunately, a lot of makeup actually doesn't work for me, and I will show you why. Like I said, this isn't a tutorial, so I won't be telling you about different brands and things. That'll do. I am still exploring different methods of how to make the skin blend in better. I have seen videos where they put white on the skin and then blend it in. I've not tried that yet, but the method I use isn't too far off from that. I start with the lightest concealer I have. I try and cover the eye socket up as best as I can. I have like a red bit there and a scar all the way around it, so I always make sure that I go a bit under it and a bit round it. Doesn't have to look perfect because I do blend it in. Already you can see a bit of a difference. Let's talk about the eye. So a rule of thumb is you're symmetrical. So anything you do on this eye, you do on that eye. However, because radiation killed my eyebrow, which is now somewhere inside my eye socket, that doesn't work. I'm terrible, absolutely terrible at drawing on eyebrows. I do use gem eyebrows sometimes. It's a lot easier to put them on than try and match up my eyebrow. If we look at the eyes, you can instantly see that you can see my eye that's still there, but you can't see the eye socket. So I'd have to pull it a bit further down, about there. That would be the bottom of the eye socket. So I'd have to match up the bottom of my eye socket if I wanted to equal it out and do eye makeup. And that putting concealer on here and here doesn't actually match up. So I just don't bother with it. And sometimes you just have to go with what works for your face, what works for you. And unfortunately, concealer doesn't work for me. Moving on to contouring, I've also found because of the eyes not matching, that doesn't work for me. Even though the bone structure is the same on both sides, because the eye doesn't match up, it doesn't look right. It still makes my face look wonky. And if I use contour, it makes it look wonkier. So unfortunately, I have to try and avoid that too. When it comes to having lipstick on, I find that I need lighter colours because anything darker brings out the fact that my lips don't add up. I'm completely numb here from the surgery, so all this bit of my lip is numb, and sometimes you'll see my pictures. It really annoys me. Sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'm like that. You can see a bit of my tooth, and that's just how my face is. Because like I said, the eye socket pulls the skin in. So actually, it's almost like I've had a mini facelift on this side, and it's lifted all the skin up. However, on this side, it's completely normal. Because you will also see that my nose doesn't match. I've already said that contouring on my face doesn't quite look right, but it also doesn't look right when I contour my nose, because I've not contoured anywhere else. It just looks odd, and it kind of makes the makeup look like maybe I should have finished it off. I will show you more about the lipstick later, but for now, let's continue to my liquid foundation. And when it comes to blending in the makeup, I do find a brush does it better because I need the brush to go in the eye socket, whereas a sponge isn't as good. And I know that this gets in all the nooks and crannies around my scars. Something I sometimes do is blend the foundation over my lips, and I don't bother putting any lipstick on because that's what works easiest for me. It might not be the same for you. You'll find all this out in the process. I don't do my eye socket with the foundation yet. I make sure that I've got it all over my face first. If it's dark enough, it's okay to then go in and do the eye socket. If it's not, then I can go back and do some more foundation. When I've done all my foundation, I go into my eye socket with its own bit of foundation, again on a brush, because it gets into all the nooks and crannies. And I kind of dab it and blend it at the same time. And now I take a powdered foundation on a brush and just dab that in. And as you will see, the eye socket actually doesn't look blended in at all, but we've not got there yet. I get some powdered bronzer and lightly brush that on too. And now you'll see it start to darken. Again, I'm using a brush. That is my basic makeup look for most days when I go out and about. Obviously, if I go to parties or out around town, you can dress up more, but just for me, just for my confidence, I like the makeup to be like this, just to blend in. If you look on this side, it's fuller than on this side. And I've tried and tried to blend it in and make it a bit more plumper, but it doesn't seem to work. And because I can't feel on this side, I can't even tell whether it's got lipstick on or not. So I would prefer just to not bother. Sometimes you do looks and you need lipstick. And I have tried them before, but they don't always match. I mean, I can do wonderful makeup, but in all of them, my lips look terrible. I do get away with it to some degree because people aren't bothered about my lips. They want to look at my eye socket, and that might be something that you learn about your face. So I want to talk to you about other bits of makeup, because things like blusher, again, because the eye doesn't line up, it's a bit like contour. It makes my face look wonky. So I really do have a very basic makeup look if I wear makeup. But just the confidence it gives me, knowing that the skin is more the same colour as the rest of my face, that is enough for me, and that might just be enough for you too. In the clinic where I had my fake eye made, they do tattooing and they can give you things to bleach the skin, darken the skin, etc. I've been kind of afraid to do that because this is my last option. If this flap fails, then the only other option they've got is to take this bit of my forehead, twist it all around and stick it up in the eye socket, and I don't want to do that. So the thought of anyone coming near me with a tattoo needle, it's one of those things, and I have found a way to make the same effect with makeup, and pretty much that's all that the clinic would use anyway. It would be some form of makeup. Now you need to take all this information in and see what works for you, because you might have two eyes and, you know, they might be the feature of your face. They might be the wow big pop out thing for people to look at, because you also have to think about people's glare and what attracts them. And I find that doing one eye, as wonderful as I can do it sometimes, they still look at my other eye. Whereas my friend, she's got some of her lip, this bit removed, and she finds that no one stares at her because she can blend it in with makeup, but she can do amazing eye-popping eyes that people instantly are drawn to her eyes. So that's another thing. It's also about drawing people away almost from the thing you don't want them to look at. And in my case, that's the eye socket. And there aren't really many features left on my face to draw people away. So my confidence is just having the skin matching. But you need to find out what yours is. I presume if you're watching this part of the video, you've been through surgery, you have a visual difference on your face. But that could be completely different to my visual difference. You have to take these little steps away and apply them to your own face and see what works best for you, because it is whatever makes you confident. That is what is best for you. Whatever you feel confident in is confidence. And whether or not that's wow, big makeup in your face, or whether that's take a seat back and just blend in. I've also looked at people around me when I go out, when I go shopping, like in the day, and a lot of them don't have these big eyes and big makeup. Some do on a night out, but generally day to day, a lot of people don't have big makeup. And you might be in a position where the contouring works fine and you want to add some blusher or something in, and that's okay for your face. It is whatever works for you. And that's what you have to remember. It is whatever works for you. Whatever gets you out, whatever makes you feel confident is what's best for you. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe because it helps me so much.